wait 2 more minutes because it's not coming up on the screen over here, which means all this silly chat's going to show up too. I hope you're having a good morning, Vince.
Yeah, everything's been fine. Thank you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I can have not. Why can I not hear you? Unmute. Okay. Now talk. Now make sure you're unmuted. There we go. We're going live. Are you having a good morning? He is, but why is he still muted? Unmute. Okay. Now I got you unmuted.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Let's try that. And he's still talking and I can't hear him. Is that what's going on over here? Oh, I can hear you on the other computer. Okay. Lord only knows what's going on. Okay. Let me turn this one. Okay. So, hello, everybody. Pardon us for the bumpy start. That's my fault. I thought I had this all down from last time, but I'm not. I would like to introduce you to Vince, Ehrenberg. He is the CEO of PeriChair, and he's going to give us his backstory about why he created the PeriChair, and then he's going to demonstrate it for us. And if we get people in the chat, you'll get an extra entry into winning one of these fantastic home health aids. So thanks for joining me this morning, Vince.
Thanks for having me, Jennifer. Do you want me to
So
talk?
what is is it Friday yet? I need a break. Tell us about yourself and why you created the PeriChair.
I was my father's primary caregiver for 6 years in my home, and he had vascular dementia. And I learned firsthand that the most difficult process of the day was the bathroom process. It was the most physical part for the caretaker, probably the scariest part of the day for the individual. And while I was taking care of him, I kept asking why, probably the scariest part of the day, why they don't have this, why they don't have that. So I took the non-functional pieces of equipment that we had bought based on his mobility that we weren't using anymore. And I took it apart and built what I thought was the perfect ideal chair for both the individual and the community. I took it apart and built what I thought was the perfect ideal chair for both the individual and the community.
So were you able to use this with your dad, or did this come along after the fact?
No, I did use it with him, and it was obviously towards the end of his life, and it worked. Yeah, I believe it worked better than we had. He was in the worst life of his life, and it was the easiest showers. He felt more comfortable as well. He was in the worst life of his life. It was the easiest showers. He felt more comfortable as well.
So are you ready to give us a demonstration?
I sure am. But and before,
let's see. I'm going to shift the screen.
I sure am. But before.
Go ahead. I'm going to fiddle with the screen while you do that.
I know. I just wanted to mention. I mentioned it earlier.
Okay. Before we do the demo, go ahead.
I just wanted to. I mentioned it earlier. About these chairs being non-functional. Everything's plastic, uncomfortable, and I've talked to big companies that were interested in licensing, and the first question they ask is, "Are you willing to take overseas?" And I'm not. We're all American made, and I work with all family owned. Are you willing to take overseas?
Well, we definitely like American made and family owned. So, having been an entrepreneur all my life, I applaud you for that additional challenge.
Yeah, definitely. But I know what I wanted while I was
Pink.
doing it. I know what I wanted while I was doing it, and I knew there was a need for it. So I think I solved that problem. And I'm going to start by showing you the chair in the raised toilet seat position. As you can see, my unique seat style is open both in the front and the back, and that's for better access to the perineum and easier wiping in the front as well. So when you don't need to raise toilets, it adjusts from a 3-inch lift to a 5-inch lift from the toilet bowl. So when you don't, well, these wheels here are self-locking. So once you put over 40 pounds on the chair, they self-lock. So you don't have to worry about a top lock or anything, forgetting anything. So when we're done with the raised toilet seat, we can just roll it over to the tub. Roll it over to the tub. This has a pin release. Sorry, this is still a prototype. It's not. This arm slides up, and we roll it into the tub, and it locks back down. And again, the back is open, so you don't have to ever step into the tub. So I'm trying to avoid slips by never having to slip. And I say that because the versatility of this chair becomes a transfer bench. So even if you have your mobility, you never have to step into the tub. So from having mobility to no mobility, you don't have to step in the tub, trying to avoid slips. So once you get into the position, the arm comes back and locks. So you have a little better sense of security, and you have a second arm to hold on to, which transfer bends don't usually have. So when you're coming out, you unlock, you can see the lock goes down, doesn't touch the toilet, and is hidden underneath the seat. We're going to take it out the same way. And now you're ready for the bedside commode. We're going to the bedroom. The seats come up. Sorry. The seats come up and stay by themselves, but I don't have everything lined up. So you have an easy top load bucket, and then you're ready for bed.
Now, can you transfer them? Because you showed going from the toilet to the tub. Can you do that while they're seated on the chair?
No, because it would be hard to lift with the weight on there.
That's what I was thinking.
Right, and I will have a chair like that, but it won't have the sliding arm. It will be a different chair. I have different types of chairs that are. I'm also going to have legs that don't have wheels for facilities and things like that.
That makes sense. So you don't anticipate people going from the toilet to the tub. You were just showing how it works.
Right. So you're going, say, you could put it in any different position to start with, but I'm just showing you how it moves from one position to another.
That's very cool.
Thank
How long did it take you to design this? Because being an artist person, I can't imagine coming. I could visualize it, but I couldn't physically puzzle, figure out how to make it work.
Right. I don't have a background in engineering, but like I say, I saw what needed to be done. So I was cutting metal, putting things together. He passed away 6 years ago, so slightly over 6 years now. But I did make modifications along the way to make it better and better, like the self-locking wheels are a great addition. But if you can look, which I forgot to mention, this is also built. You can see how easy it is to pull the pin out. Sorry. So this is what locks the back of the seat in. So all you need to do is pull this pin out. You saw how easy it was. And the back comes out, so it's either a left or right shower. So
that's helpful.
Yeah. And also, there will be another hole here. So you have it like this with the for the toilet, and then there'll be another hole where you can slide it out to have more room once you're in the shower.
Makes sense. And I think that's a lot better. That's a lot easier than modifying a whole bathroom.
Exactly. It's a lot less costly.
It's definitely something we need. So what stage of design you said you've got one that you're considering for care homes and one that I forgot what the second one was. What stage of production are those in?
We are, right now we're only selling this one here, this type. We are starting production at the beginning of the year. And once I have one of the real product, I have several people that I have to bring them to, some big companies. So I've gotten really nice reception.
Well, it's definitely needed. I mean, I know people that have mobility issues that don't have cognitive issues, and I don't know that my mom would have used it. She didn't have mobility issues. She just didn't like help in the shower. But maybe she would have felt more secure. Who knows? I think she just resisted the help personally. But, if she had felt more secure, maybe she would have been less resistant. I don't know if I told you when we were chatting before. She fell fighting with the caregivers over a shower and broke her leg. And that was the last straw for her body, and that happened right at the beginning of the pandemic. So 2020 was kind of a bit of a wild ride.
Yeah, I hear tons of stories like that. One story in particular, my mom's friend, they were taking care of each other, both in their 80s, but he was doing this for 15 years. She had Parkinson's, and I said, "How are you doing this?" And he said, "Well, she could still clean herself." So we put a chair in the shower, but at the end of the shower, he'd have to come. She'd stand up and hold a handrail, and he'd have to come in and clean her. Which you have shampoo, you have soap on the floor. It's just to me, it's an accident waiting to happen.
It is. I have an older shower. It does have grab bars in it, which is kind of annoying because they're not, I don't know, they're functional for me because it's a tile floor, and once you've rinsed your hair from conditioner, it's slippery as sin. So unfortunately, we have to redo the 1988 kitchen, and then we're going to do the and the Federal Reserve keeps messing around with the real estate market, which my husband does, and our investment accounts. I really wish they'd knock it off because I really would like to do these 2 rooms. But I'm going to give a shout out to my podcast sponsor, Pharmacy Products, because they've got bathing cloths that you just wet. You wipe somebody down. You don't have to rinse them. They also have no rinse body wash and shampoo. So that would also help, in conjunction with your chair. Just less steps, less risk of slipping. I mean, obviously, if you don't have to rinse the stuff off or out of your hair, then you don't have a slippery situation like I do in my shower.
Right. Right.
I've used the no rinse shampoo. It actually works really well. So that's pretty, it's pretty helpful.
Very nice.
So, so these will be going into mass production in January.
Yes, and from the beginning, my goal was to avoid slips, trips, and falls. By the slips, like I showed you, not having to step into the tub, I think is really important to avoid slips. Trips, the trips, not having multiple pieces of bathroom equipment in your bathroom at the same time. So you don't have to have a transfer bench sticking out over the tub to get to your raised toilet seat. So there's nothing to trip on. And falls, not having to carry a transfer bench in and out of the bathroom, or any particular piece of bathroom safety. So that's to avoid trips, falls, excuse me.
Well, a lot of bathrooms are also, I would assume most bathrooms actually, are not designed to have a transfer bench and the commode seat, and everything else. I know a caregiver who's, the bathroom closest to her mom's bedroom is not big enough for all of the paraphernalia that mom needed while she was still ambulatory. And it definitely contributes to a lot of potential issues. So your chair solves that problem. Space, I would assume, it's not very heavy, is it?
No, the chair actually itself is 18 pounds, and it holds up to 300 pounds.
So if you had to take it with you, like if you had to travel with your loved one, or you wanted to, they were still able to go out, but maybe needed a little assistance in a public restroom, this would be something you could take with you. Maybe you wouldn't want to, but
yeah, I would say more if you're going on a trip or something, because it breaks down really easily. Again, it's the same thing to adjust the height. It's the same thing, or putting it together and adjusting the height. This pin comes in and it pulls out the same way. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4 pins to put it together.
that makes sense.
Yeah, it's very easy to assemble and disassemble.
Well, I don't see any questions on the YouTube channel. I don't know. I can't monitor all of them, and I'm the only one here at the moment. So I don't know if anybody has any questions. You can message me later, and I can either I'll ask Vince. Is there anything else that you wanted to tell us before I let you run off to the rest of your day?
Well, we do have pre-sale purchase price right now, and the website is PeriChair.com. It's PERI chair.com.
Easy to remember. Unlike me, I always have the long website name.
Well, I got the name Peri from it's short for perineum, the Latin word to our private parts. So, and
Something we don't want to talk about before lunch.
Exactly.
Well, I appreciate this. Again, sorry for the bumpy start to this live. That was all on me. I have had this wacky cold that's just killing my energy level, and today it's killing my brain cells. So
I appreciate it.
I'll get these all correct.
I hope you feel better, and thanks for having me.
It's mostly just energy level is not great, so could be worse, but I appreciate you coming and thank you for demonstrating. I hope that people will watch and catch this on the restream, so that if they weren't able to come now, they can see how this works, because I knew trying to describe it for an audio podcast would not be easy. So I appreciate you taking the extra effort to actually be in a place where you could demonstrate it perfectly.
Yeah, I purposely did it in this older home with this a smaller bathroom, because a lot of these older homes don't have the separate showers. So I wanted to show in a little tighter space just how easy it is to move from one position to another.
Well, it was awesome. So I wish you the best of luck. I will make sure that people can find the website easily. It'll be linked in this post and on my website and all that good stuff. You guys know how to find stuff from me, and I appreciate everybody who tuned in and everybody that's going to watch this later as a restream.
Appreciate it, Jennifer.
Thanks so much. Just have to find the
Have a good day.
You too.